Good morning, everyone. Ever driven over a massive bridge and wondered, what holds this thing up? What keeps me and thousands of others safe, suspended high above the water? It's a question I used to ask myself. Now, it's my job to answer it. I'm a structural engineer, and today, I want to take you behind the scenes, into a day that I'll never forget. A day that shows why what we do matters so much. It started like any other day. The sun was just peeking over the city skyline, casting long shadows from the skyscrapers. The air was crisp, filled with the distant hum of a city waking up. But for me and my team, the day was already in full swing. We were on site at the new suspension bridge, a project years in the making. Today was the big one, the final load test, the culmination of countless hours of design, calculation, and construction. In a few hours, we would subject this massive structure of steel and concrete to forces far beyond what it would ever experience. It's a pass-or-fail moment. Pass, and the bridge opens to the public. Fail. Well, failure isn't an option. The weight of responsibility is heavier than any truck that will ever cross this bridge. The lives of thousands of people, every single day, depend on us getting this right. I walked into the control room, the heart of the operation. The room was buzzing, not just from the servers and machinery, but with a palpable energy, a mix of excitement and nervous tension. On the giant screens, data from hundreds of sensors across the bridge streamed in real time. My team was double-checking everything, their faces illuminated by the glow of the monitors. The smell of coffee was thick in the air. My job was to give the final sign-off. I grabbed my hard hat and a set of the latest blueprints, still crisp from the printer. Some people call me old-fashioned for still using paper blueprints in this digital age, but I believe there's something about holding the design in your hands. Feeling the paper, tracing the lines with your finger. It connects you to the structure in a way a screen never can. It forces you to slow down, to be meticulous. I started my final inspection walk. It's a ritual for me before any major test. I walked from one end of the bridge to the other, the sound of my steel-toed boots echoing in the quiet morning. I ran my hand over the cool, solid concrete of the pylons. I looked up at the graceful curve of the main suspension cables, each one a bundle of thousands of smaller steel wires, working together to carry the immense load. It was a magnificent sight, a testament to human ingenuity. Everything looked perfect. The welds were clean, the bolts were torqued to spec, the tension in the cables was exactly as our models predicted. According to the data, according to every checklist, we were ready to go. The team in the control room was waiting for my go-ahead. I could feel the anticipation. This was the moment we had all been working towards. But as I stood there, at the very center of the bridge, something felt off. It wasn't anything obvious. It was just a gut feeling. A tiny whisper in the back of my mind that told me to look again, to look closer. Engineers learn to trust that feeling. It's an intuition honed by years of experience, by studying successes and, more importantly, failures. It's the voice that asks, what if? So, I did. I pulled out the blueprints again, spreading them across a temporary workbench. I wasn't looking for a major error. Those would have been caught long ago. I was looking for the tiny details, the things that are easy to overlook when you're staring at a project this big. I compared the digital model on my tablet to the physical paper in front of me. I zoomed in on connection points, cross-referencing material specifications and assembly sequences. My eyes scanned across a complex node where a secondary support truss connected to one of the main girders. It was an area with incredible forces acting on it, a critical junction. On the screen, it looked fine. The computer models said it was fine. The sensor data said it was fine. But on the paper blueprint, something caught my eye. It was a single, tiny annotation. A revision number, almost lost in a sea of other notes. Revision 4B. I checked the digital file. It was based on revision 4A, a discrepancy. It was probably nothing, a minor clerical error. But that whisper in my mind got a little louder. I radioed the main office, my voice calm, trying not to alarm anyone. Can you pull the full documentation for revision for Beyond Truss Connection C7? I need the detailed material change log. The minutes stretched out, feeling like hours. My team in the control room was getting restless. The project manager's voice came over the radio. Everything okay? We're ready to start the test sequence. I held him off. Just a minute. I'm checking something. Finally, the data came through to my tablet, and my heart sank. There it was. Revision 4A specified a standard high-strength steel bolt. But revision for B, the most recent update, called for a custom-forged alloy bolt with a higher shear strength. The change was made late in the design process to account for a newly discovered resonance frequency under specific wind conditions. It was a 1 in a million scenario, but our job is to plan for that 1 in a million. Somehow, in the handoff from the design team to the procurement team, the update was missed. The bolts installed in that critical connection were the older spec under normal conditions. They would have held, but under the extreme stress of our load test, designed to push the bridge to its absolute limit, they would have been the first point of failure. It would have been a cascading effect. One connection failing would put an impossible strain on the next, and the next. It wouldn't have been a spectacular movie-style collapse, but a slow, grinding failure that would have compromised the entire structure, costing millions in repairs and, more importantly, shattering public trust. All because of a single, tiny detail. A single bolt. I got on the radio, my voice steady now. Abort the test. We have a problem at connection C7. We need to replace the bolts. The control room went silent. Then, a flurry of activity. The excitement was replaced by a focused, professional calm. The test was off. The team mobilized to fix the issue. It took another day to get the correct bolts and install them. The load test was rescheduled. And this time, when it happened, it was flawless. The bridge performed exactly as designed. It passed with flying colors. A few weeks later, the bridge opened to traffic. Today, thousands of cars cross it every single day, their occupants completely unaware of how close we came to a serious problem. They just know the bridge is safe, and that's our real success. That day reinforces the core principle of my profession. Precision saves lives. It's not about the grand gestures. It's about the relentless pursuit of perfection in the smallest details. It's about trusting your gut, even when all the data says you're wrong. It's about understanding that one small component, one line of code, one bolt, can be the difference between triumph and disaster. This story isn't just about bridges and engineering. It applies to everything. Whether you're a doctor, a pilot, a programmer, a chef, or an artist, your dedication to your craft, your attention to detail, is what creates excellence and ensures safety. It's the unseen work, the double-checking, the quiet pursuit of getting it right, that truly matters. So next time you're working on something, no matter how big or small, remember the story of the bolt. Take that extra minute to review your work. Listen to that little voice in your head that says, "Let me just check one more time." Because that dedication to precision is what builds a world we can all trust. It's what builds the future, one perfectly placed bolt at a time. Thank you for letting me share this piece of my world with you. If you found this story interesting and want to see more about the incredible world of engineering and the hidden forces that shape our lives, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more to explore together. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Stay curious and stay safe.